Alright guys, I am back from my trip, back to regularly scheduled programming, and now I know today is Wednesday, but we didn't do a market Monday, so today we're going to go over everything that's going on in the market after the EVO event dropped, and the things that I'm seeing that I think you should invest in, sell, buy, all of that. As always, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, and give the video a like if you did enjoy it. Really helps me out in the algorithm. Alright, let's get into all the buys and sells so far this week. Alright, I want to touch on the state of the market currently because of how piss poor the EVO event was. I talked a lot about it during pretty much every video that I made going into the event because it is one of my favorite events every year. This year, essentially, what they did, they didn't like the fact that there was multiple 99 players a little bit earlier than they liked. Last year, they basically made it so that 20 goal scorers, they got statted out for 30 goals, essentially, in the EVO event and made the cost of them 800K. Now, I knew the cost would be exceptionally high because these are essentially the best cards in the game, or a very, very good chance to be some of the best ones very early on. And, you know, they said, no, not today. We are making it so they're just not going to be, you know, obtainable or usable at all. This Evander Kane, he's 64 overall. He just had a hat trick, and he's going to be a 67 overall player. That's, anyways, I just want to touch on EVOs real quick. I'm not buying any of them, guys. They are way too expensive. It's not worth it. Seth Jones is out for a long, long time, so just completely avoid him. And Fiala might be half decent, but he's going to have to score in bunches to become usable. That's the issue here. It's not that these cards might not hit 99, and a lot of them won't, but it's the fact that we can't even really use them. He's got shots in the low 70s, so he's going to need another 10 goals just to be slightly usable, and by that time, we're going to have 87 and 88s on our team on our fourth line, so I'm avoiding all of these. However, the one I am paying attention to, as you guys know, I'm a big Ice Dogs fan. I watch a lot of the OHL. I've seen Pavel Mintyukov in person blow up my Ice Dogs. This one is interesting because if he stays in the OHL the whole season, he has a chance to absolutely destroy this league. He's already got 6 goals, I believe, on the season, and the entire offense runs through top defensive prospects. So this one kind of interests me just in the fact that if every goal that he scores, he goes up by +2, and this is the OHL, not the NHL. They're not playing against superstars. He is one of them in this league, so make sure you pay attention to him. 150K isn't bad. Obviously, that bid's not going to last, but honestly, if you're hut rich and you really want one, under 200K, I'm completely okay with. All the other ones, guys, just not worth it in my opinion. Lastly, while I was gone, they made it so you could use all of the Hut 23 and Primetime cards in your lineup to get the 88 overall Teuvo Teravainen. I love the fact that they're doing that. There's a lot of things they have done wrong this year, but this I really enjoy because it gives cards that we would normally not use in our lineup some usefulness, because other than that, they're just set fodder. What I would do, obviously, what's going to happen now is they're going to tank in price. They were going for 10,000 coins. If you were in my Discord, if you're not, join the link down below. There's over 3,000 members in my Discord. I immediately said when I was away, I hopped in there and I said, guys, I need you to sell all of these cards immediately, because now they've dropped significantly in price because everyone's gotten their Teuvo Teravainen, essentially. So they're going for like 3K. Here is how I would handle this. I would make sure that you have a full 2 lines of Hut 23 or Primetime items, because I can guarantee you this will not be the last time that they do something like this. So make sure you have a lineup that you can use in squad battles, or if it's a decent lineup, who knows, maybe you're Hut rich, you can use it in rivals, whatever, it doesn't matter, so that in the future you can have a full lineup set. And then I would sell all of them. But what I would do now is if you have a ton of them, wait until the next time they do this. Now, this could be a month from now, it could be 6 weeks from now, but at some point they're going to fly back up to 10,000 coins because everyone's going to be like, oh, I need to get this done immediately. And yeah, the market, the supply just absolutely was crushed by the demand. So make sure that you have a decent lineup of these, and then sell all of them once they go back up in price. But you definitely want to take advantage of that in the prime times. If you pack any of these now, like the lower 80s, just keep them, guys. They don't use them in sets, just keep them, okay? Next, I want to talk about 83s and some of the other overalls. Now, because the last few events have been awful in terms of value on the market. So the Spotlight event, we got 2 free Master Set items, right? The issue with that, fantastic, by the way. That's one great thing that EA has done. We've already gotten basically 3 88 overall cards, which is unheard of from EA. But the one thing that it's done is that there's really no interest in making Master Set players, because the EVO event, you're either a billionaire and can afford actually getting enough cards to make one, or you had the Spotlight event and we got free Master Set items. So what that's done is it's flooded the market with 83s and 84s and 85s because no one's looking to hold on to them or use them in sets. They just want to make coins. So what I would do, just remember, if you're a free-to-play player, okay, you can get an 83 overall now for, I believe, this is on PlayStation 5, for about 3,800. We're going to call it 4K, all right? So 4,000 coins, all right, for an 83. Now, it takes 3 of them to get a collectible, and you get 2 of them, so that's 6,000 per collectible, all right? Here's the thing, guys. If they keep dropping in price to like 3,500, the set for the master sets for Spotlight is still there. Now, I don't recommend blowing all of your coins on them, but at this current price, you need 16 to upgrade to the full amount. That's 96,000 coins that you can get an 88 overall card for, and that's on top of the, you know, the untradables that you have. So don't forget, these sets haven't gone away. So if you are, you know, you haven't really gotten a card, you know, a really big pull, maybe you've gotten Bowen Byram and McCann, but you don't really have any other help for your like left-handed wingers after Teuvo Teravainen. I've loved Johnny Gaudreau. His speed will keep him viable for a little bit longer. You can go ahead and make this card for less than 100,000 coins right now, and that isn't a terrible buy. Like, you can use that for quite some time, and then you can break that down and trade in those old collectibles for other 84s that you can then use again in future events. Because in the past game, they doubled the price of these, but these have all stayed the exact same. So I don't know if all of the other events are going to work like this, but this is a pretty good choice here if you are looking to improve your team and not go out and spend, you know, an insane amount of money to try and get like an 88 overall primetime Connor McDavid, for example. All right, guys, another little hack that has become clear, very, very evident after last night, as we got an absolute blow up from Jack Hughes. We finally got a huge game day tilt performance. He went up to an 89, all right? So 89 speed, 91 acceleration, and elite edges. I kind of want to buy this card. He is going for quite a bit. Now, obviously, these game day tilt cards have not gone for a lot recently. I saw him up for 70. They haven't gone for a lot because they really don't peak past 83. I've loved this Rasmus Sandin. But what you can do now that I've come to realize is there is a few sets and pack that will give you specific overall player items. So, for example, there's objectives out right now, okay? If you go all the way down to the fantasy hockey objective prospects, right? You can see this right here where you'll get an 80 overall fantasy hockey tilt card, an 81 tilt card. If you would have done this and saved this pack for last night, there was essentially maybe 2 or 3 other 81 overalls that you could have pulled, including Jack Hughes, because they don't upgrade it right away. They try to do it very quickly, but you can wait and see how the cards do in your lineup or in, you know, in game, and then pull these packs, save this pack for when you see an 81 or maybe an 82 blow up. And because there isn't a lot of there isn't a ton of choices, you have a really good shot at pulling these cards. You could also do it in the seasonal set as well. We've talked about seasonal sets quite a bit, but again, if there is a card that has a specific overall, it's in the, in the card base that you can use to pull. So all the way down here, if you saw Jack Hughes explode, you could have done this 81 overall choice pack for 3 seasonal collectibles and had a shot at getting Jack Hughes while he was still an 81 before he upgraded to 87. So just a nice little hack. Pay attention the day of, though, guys, because again, you don't want to spend, the most, and you're risking your coins if those fantasy hockey cards don't blow up, those game day tilt cards. But if they do, and EA hasn't updated them yet, then go ahead and use those packs and hopefully you can pull one. The next thing, guys, is power up collectibles. We haven't talked a lot about that yet because there hasn't been a lot of upgrades. So if you go over to the power up collectibles right now, and again, there just hasn't been enough. There hasn't been any real upgrades to X Factors, or maybe a few. They're going for around 22,000 coins, and that's not a bad buy if you are looking to upgrade your cards, okay? It looks like they're going for like 22 right now. I've seen them up for 20. Why I want to point this out is because it costs at least 25,000 if you are getting your gold players for the bare minimum of 750 to do the trade-in set. And the other thing I want to focus on, or to inform you guys, if you are doing upgrades, on certain cards, it's worth it this year to do it with coins instead of paying for those upgrades. So I'll use Mario Lemieux as an example. It costs 3 power-up collectibles or 65,000 coins. So in this case right here, I could go buy 3 power-up collectibles for 22,000 coins right now in the market, or which would be 66,000 coins, or you can do it for 65. And again, that's at the bare minimum. So just make sure you're doing the math on what your collectibles are. 22, go check the auction house first before you do the upgrade. the trade-in set, where it's trade-in 75 cards, gold cards, for 40, trade-in 40 of them, sorry, trade-in 40 of them. They're going for 750 coins. So that's about 40,000 coins in value, which is not worth it. Then the other one here is the 80+ overall player item. You maybe get them for 1,000 coins at the absolute bare minimum. That's still 25,000, guys. So just make sure you're doing the math and checking it out before you're doing some of the upgrades to some of your cards. Make sure some of the X factors, I believe, like Pasta, you know, you can save some coins by doing the actual, just paying the coins, because you get so many coins this year from the milestones. So just be on top of that and be aware. I need to also keep pointing this out until the value stops, but 3,500 coins for these base icons. You definitely want to be selling these every chance you get, because you need 60 of these to do the set to get a shot at Mario and Gretzky, the power-up icon set. That's 210,000 coins in value, guys. Unless you are hut rich, there is no shot. If you're free to play, you're getting squad battle rewards. They're tradable. All of that. Sell these for 3,500 coins, guys. And it's also a very easy way to make cheap coins. If you set this to like 3,000, guys, and just sit here hitting triangle or Y, you can find cards pop up for less than that and then immediately flip them. It's just still a very, very good value to do. Do our weekly check of Connor McDavid. He's starting to fall in price a little bit, guys. I told you about this last week. I think he was being propped up by the fact that there wasn't really any sought-after cards, but now we're starting to get prime times and team of the weeks and things like that. There is one up here for 127,000 coins. If he gets to like 120, I would pull the trigger on him, because he is going to be usable for quite some time. He's going to keep falling in price every week because you can pull him all year round. It's not like he's out of sets. So be aware of that one, because if you're looking for a huge upgrade among left-handed players, Connor McDavid, his base card is still one of the best, and he will hold his value for quite some time. So 127,000 coins, that's not terrible, but he will fall under 120. All right, guys, that is going to do it for today's video. Thank you guys again for watching. I am back, regularly scheduled programming. Check me out on Twitch every single day at noon Eastern time, twitch.tv/nosleeves12. I'll see you guys then. Have a good one.